Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 78th episode? No, 79th. No.
620th?
It's kind of embarrassing that I don't know this. They all kind of blend together. 79th! Goddamn, okay.
Goddamn!
79th episode of the very clearly poorly planned podcast. We don't even know which episode it is. My name is Benedict. You may know me better as BHL Hudson. Here we talk about movies, TV shows, a bunch of nonsense. With me, as always, is my friend,
the nonsense
co-host, and Brett Dalton watched over man.
That is a horrifically weird thing to hear without context.
Just the spirit of the
but
still
also very
living actor. Yeah, Freddie has, in case you don't know, I bought him a cardboard cutout of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. star Brett Dalton for his birthday, and
I wouldn't call him that, just life haver.
Human exister. And
Brett Dalton, professional human exister.
And now he is just in the background of every single thing Freddie ever makes. So even if it's not at his house, it just kind of follows him around. So today, we're doing a bit of a part deux situation for the Spider-Man movies episode.
He's so multicultural, this man.
So we're going to be talking about TASM 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Venom Knock Knock Let the Devil In, Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Far From Home. It's a banging episode. I mean...
Was this the pod we started doing?
Yeah. What do you mean? Like we did the part one?
No, the one where we started recording and then we're like, nah. It's the one that killed us?
That was another episode. Maybe one day I'll release that audio. A couple of weeks ago, we recorded for about 20 minutes, and then I just pressed stop and I was like, I can't do this.
You stink so much.
I was just very tired, and it's not since the first Woody's movies pod where I was so tired that I was like, wait, I can't do a pod today. We just gotta chill the F out and play some Rocket League.
Wait a minute, I can't do this. God, we did play some Rocket League.
So sorry to the pod fans, but you are expendable to us in favor of Rocket League.
In every single way possible.
No, we still got an episode out that week. So hey, big stuff from us, I guess. Big ups indeed. Before we start, this is not really a mini review per se, but I thought we would just you want to talk about UFC 260 for a second? I'm not trying to make this a regular segment, but I kind of am, low key. Since we're both kind of you're kind of getting into it now as well.
I mean, I didn't really follow any of the other matches, but your boy Francis Ngannou hit a knockout.
Yeah.
And you were crying like a baby about it.
I was a bit sad. I didn't cry, but I felt like crying. Yeah. It was pretty brutal because I'm a very big fan of Stipe Miocic. I think he's an excellent champion and an excellent guy, and he's a firefighter.
Well,
he's
not
a
a champion anymore.
God damn it! But to be fair, Francis is also a great guy, and
I thought you really liked Francis.
I do like Francis, but I like Stipe. I was rooting. Here's the sad thing, though, and I feel ashamed about this, but I guess I was proven right. I did on the Verdict app, where you bet with points on the app.
No,
I did bet for Francis because I know
that is so horrifically rude.
It was because it was all pointing in that direction.
Stipe is my hero, but I bet money on the other dude.
Because I don't know. He took a lot of he's taken some damage in his last 3 fights, and I don't know. Francis. Yeah, there are a lot of reasons we won't get into it, but yeah, Francis Ngannou is probably the scariest human being on the planet Earth. That was the most brutal, one of the most brutal knockouts I've seen in a while in a championship fight. So that was that, but good on it. I mean, he's a great guy, so it's not like someone I really hated getting the win. And now he will probably fight John Jones, which will be a huge, amazing fight. And to be honest, without going too much into it, I don't particularly like John Jones. And if there's anyone I want to see Francis Ngannou fight, of course, you wish them, of course, good health after the fight, but just in the fight itself, if there's someone who I'd like to see fight Francis Ngannou, yeah, I would not mind seeing John Jones going in there. So hey, that's that. But great fight card in general. And now let's get into what people are actually here for. So, spoilers for all the Spider-Man movies, Timecodes in the description. Whew. All right.
Goddamn.
First of all, TASM 2.
TASM 2.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
TASM that I have not seen.
You've not seen TASM 2.
I've not seen TASM 2.
Consider your eyes
TASM 1.
lucky.
Yeah, I know. Fox is in it. That's a electrocuting man.
Yes. Official title.
And there's a rhino somewhere.
Yes. Just he goes to Africa at one point.
He goes on a safari for 20 minutes.
Paul Giamatti rides a rhino into battle.
God.
Well, yeah, that sort of, and there's Dane DeHaan as Green Goblin Jr. So anyway, I mean, that kind of is indicative, or that points to one of the biggest problems with the film, is that it has way too many villains, and way too much stuff going on.
There's 4 villains? 3 or 4 villains?
There's 3, although, to be fair, Giamatti only shows up at the beginning and the end for a few minutes. He gives a ridiculous, insane cartoon performance. He's just screaming hysterically. Like, it's kind of great in hindsight.
He's got those Post Malone tattoos, doesn't he? Like barbed wire.
Probably.
That's the most insane part of this movie.
Are they known as Post Malone tattoos?
They are in the Dalgard household.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah,
they're referenced often.
So he's the best part, clearly. No, the film on the whole, it's just a bit messy and a bit. I wouldn't dare compare it to Wonder Woman 84, which I know you also haven't seen, so that doesn't really get us anywhere. But in the sense that I remember it being just like a bit nonsensical and almost like too silly, and like stuff just, there's no like real internal logic. Like it feels like just stuff kind of happens, and yeah, it's just.
So Wonder Woman isn't good or what?
Oh, Wonder Woman 84 is very bad. I have a review coming up, I think, this week.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's
I'll give it a watch.
Yeah, oh man, it's, you know what, I think it would be funny for us to watch together sometime, but I also would never waste our time with a film I've already seen that I really didn't enjoy. But yeah, Pedro puts in such a performance, but you know, that's a topic for another time.
But it's not enough to save the movie.
Absolutely, it's, if anything, that seriously hurts. I did not enjoy the performance. I mean, I said it's such a performance. I didn't like it, even though I love Pedro. But yeah, TASM. But yeah, it feels kind of like everyone's in a different movie. Like there's the Paul Giamatti insane crazy rhino over the top thing, and then Jamie Foxx's Electro, which is also this like over the top nerd performance. Like when his secret identity, it's like this like Jim Carrey-esque, like just absolutely like cartoon.
I can imagine as like when he's not Electro.
Yeah, that's
guy.
Yeah, Electro.
That's okay. It's just Jim Carrey playing.
And then they get Jamie Foxx in, and they hope just no one notices. Yeah, and then they have the romance, which is supposed to be a little more like serious or emotionally investing, and it isn't at all. I think that, I mean, they have I think they have good chemistry because they were dating in real life, I believe, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, but their scenes are just kind of annoying. I don't know how to explain it. They're just
cringe.
Just like, they're not poorly acted, but they're just kind of.
But they're certainly not well acted, I'll tell you that.
I just found them, for the record, I haven't seen this movie since I was 12 in 2014, so, you know, some of this might be a bit, not very well informed.
As opposed to when you were 12 in 2018.
But, yeah, I just found their I don't think it's just because I was, like, a little kid, and I was like, yeah, like, I think they genuinely are annoying scenes. And the action's also pretty, you know, to be fair, there's some pretty cool action. Electro's powers.
Isn't it really bad CGI?
Well, there's some really bad CGI, but then there's, yeah, so Electro is probably, action-wise, it's not great, but then there's some really good, like, web swing in the beginning. It's the best Spider-Man suit by far, in my opinion. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I think I agree on that one.
Yeah, it's
that we can agree on, sir.
There's some good web swinging, and there's a part where Electro shoots a electro bolt at him, and he does like a slow-mo flip. That's pretty good. But by the end, when they're in this power grid, it's the CGI isn't amazing, and there's dubstep playing all the time when Electro shoots his electro powers, and Dane DeHaan looks like he has like a, I don't know, like herpes or something like when he's the Green Goblin, like the makeup to make him the Green Goblin, just I guess it fits this world, but it just doesn't
Dane
look
DeHaan
great.
looks like he has herpes.
When he's the character, just for the record, when he's the bad guy. Harry, who was James Franco before, and his kind of banter with Andrew Garfield is not great. It feels a bit forced and weird, and yeah, I don't know. There is
Who plays Harry in?
Dane DeHaan.
Oh, is that Harry?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I see.
And there are also like a billion deleted scenes, which explains why the movie feels kind of like vapid and unfocused, and like plot threads aren't really built up. And then there's like a weird musical number
Like
where
the worst movie ever made.
There's like this song that plays that is from like this country singer while he finds some magic coins from his dad, and then he finds a magic train that tells him about his spider powers.
Is this in the song, or is this like something that happens in the movie?
It's in the movie when the song plays. It's a completely unrelated action scene. He's fighting Paul Giamatti, and it's just a country song just singing about magic trains.
The country about finding magical golden coins.
That your dad left you to explain your spider powers?
God, that would be so meta.
It wasn't even made for the movie. It's from the 70s. But yeah, no, it's a bit of a mess. I don't think it's.
They based the movie around the song.
I don't think it's terrible. I'm sure there's some good moments in it, and Garfield is still like, as much as their scenes were annoying to me at the time, Garfield and Stone still do give like pretty charming performances.
Whenever you say Garfield, I do just think of the fat cat. I'm sorry.
That's probably good. And yeah, I don't know. It's not horrendous, but I remember not thinking it was very good. So that's that. And then on to a movie I think you have seen, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I have.
There we go. I genuinely thought you had.
Finally.
I was setting you up to look like a
79 episodes to find one.
I love this movie.
Pretty good movie.
Yeah, it's
I say I prefer the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies over this one.
So do you prefer like the movies, or do you prefer Tobey as the character over Tom? Yeah, which one's your favorite, by the way? Let's dive into this.
See, I don't know. I've at first I didn't really like Tom, but I've grown to love him. I think it also isn't completely comparable in some ways, because like Spider-Man, a lot of it, at least the first Tobey movie, it's kind of like his origin story, you know, whereas they've basically skipped that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, you know, he's like, oh, it's a long story how I got these powers, instead of Tobey's whole rampage.
Right.
So I think I felt more connected to Tobey, as any man should. But I think through the few movies Tom's been in, I think I have to say Tom is probably my favorite.
Huh. Ironically, I kind of feel the opposite. I feel more connected to Tom than to Tobey. But I think it's because I think Tobey...
That is stupid.
I think Tobey fits the era and the style of his films very well, because those movies are very comic booky.
Yeah, if Tobey was in the current MCU, it'd be...
Yeah. Well, he might be in the upcoming one.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But he's very, like a cartoon, over-the-top nerd. And it works because those movies are super cheesy and cartoony. And I think Tom, he's a great, like, in a similar way.
Person. I love him.
He's a great, I think this was 2017 version of the character, where, like, we first saw him in Civil War, and he was pretty good there. And then this one, it was the first Spider-Man that I actually... I know you'll make fun of me for this because you hate, you know, feelings and happiness and things, but it was the first Spider-Man that I actually, like, connected to and, like, could relate to, really, because I feel like, again, Tobey's so lame and and Garfield's so cool, so...
Tobey's so lame and Maguire is a whole nother story.
So, like, no, but, like, Tobey was this over-the-top, you know, cartoon nerd.
Did you just say that Tobey was so lame and Garfield was too cool?
I was joking, but I appreciate you.
You said, like, the nerdiest little boy.
Yeah, so Maguire was, like, this cartoon over-the-top nerd, and Garfield was, like, a 30-year-old man pretending to be a teenager. And Tom Holland was the first one who I actually felt was, like an actual, you know, normal, like, high school student. And especially in this world, and like, yeah, he has one emotional moment where, like, when Tony when Robert takes the suit away, and he has a bit of a breakdown with his aunt, and that was the first like.
I'm nothing without this suit. If you're nothing without that suit, then you shouldn't have it.
No, that's great. Thank you for that.
No, I got you.
I appreciate your dramatic reenactment of whenever a Robert line is brought up, you just have to do the scene.
It's just my programming takes over.
But it has a bit of like an emotional moment after that with Aunt May, and that was the first moment with like a Spider-Man where I was like, I don't know, like it actually made me feel the feels, you know, and I feel like he gives a great performance, and I think it's also helped by that the movie is fantastic. I think it's a very fun.
It is a really good movie
because it's not an origin again, and it's like a fun, different adventure. It has a different villain with great Michael Keaton performance as the Vulture, who's like creepy and like you know Keaton-y, but he's also like likable in a way. Like you have sympathy for him, you know, you can understand where he's coming from.
He's a good villain.
Yeah.
Like he's by far way scarier when he's not in Vulture mode.
Yeah, just regular
and
Keaton
he's just Keaton.
Intimidating dude. I think it's probably the funniest Spider-Man film. He has a great dynamic with Ned, and all the high school stuff is really fun. And yeah, it doesn't feel like super out of touch like, you know, like a lot of high school movies do, where it's like, this is how teenagers act, and like it's nothing like how like they all just dab.
Ned would be building the Death Star.
Exactly. It's like us two. You're Ned. That's right. Take that demotion.
Boom.
Previously, you were the too cool Garfield. Now you're the averagely cool Ned. The action scenes are okay. There's some solid stuff in there, but a bit of it is a bit CGI-y, but I think it works much better because of like the story and the character, and like at the end when he's fighting the Vulture, like it's not that spectacular of an action scene, but it's more interesting because of, you know, that you care about this character's journey so much. And Tony's in it, and Happy's in it. We got the Fav. My fave Fav?
The Fav! Very good.
Thank you.
My Favreau Fav?
John Favreau? Robert Downey Fave?
Robert Downey Senior?
I think it's such a good journey for the character. Like at the end, he realizes that he, you know, I mean, it kind of is destroyed by Infinity War, where then he goes off into space. But like he doesn't take Tony's, you know, magic suit and become an Avenger. Like he just goes to.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of.
It is spoiled right immediately after, but
it's almost like it's a reverse Falcon move to just
where he just
give it away, and then he immediately takes it in the shield.
Isn't it like an identical Falcon moment then? Because they both denied the like.
No, yeah, but I guess, but then Falcon hasn't gotten the shield back, has he?
No, yeah, I see what you're saying. But yeah, I think this one has more of an interesting character arc than, besides maybe like Spider-Man 2, the other Spider-Man films. This one connected with me more, and yeah, I think Tony Stark is a huge douchebag in this movie, more so than usual, because everyone always says like Tony Stark's such a douchebag. I'm like, yeah, but he's fun and quippy. And this person was like, oh yeah, no, this guy. This guy's awful. Like he's just the worst. He's just like a
I don't think
dick.
so. Like
not the part where he takes the suit, like that's a good thing, but the other parts where he's, especially at the end where he's like, yeah, I did everything right, and how about you take the suit, kid, and whatever. Like I was like, yeah, Holland, smack him in the face for giving you this offer. But yeah, no, I love that movie. It's great.
Is it in that movie that Happy gets it on with the aunt, or like
no, that's
tries to get it on?
We'll get to that.
Oh,
where Happy gets it on with the aunt. Then we have Venom. You fuck this up every time. You're supposed to say knock knock with the devil.
No,
internal PR struggle.
It's because you put the intonations in the wrong area. You say Venom.
I think you put the intonations up your ass because you're supposed to say knock knock let the devil in. So shut up and do as you're told. So from now on, this happened like 3 times. No, you have to say knock knock let the devil in next time we do this.
All right, let's start again.
You're not gonna. I know you're not gonna do it. I know for a fact that you're not gonna do it.
Let's do it.
Venom.
Let's do it.
Anyway, what did you think of Venom 2018? As if we haven't talked about this enough. God, I hate podcasting.
God, fuck the show.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I love Venom.
Yeah,
brilliant movie.
Inexplicably, it's not at all a brilliant movie.
It's a cinematic masterpiece.
It's a bad movie.
I genuinely like this more than Tom Holland as a person.
It's kind of hard to compare, but fair. You
No,
you like this more than Spider-Man:
the-
Homecoming?
Yes.
You are out of your mind, sir. No wonder you don't sing the Venom song correctly. You have no idea what's happening ever.
Hey, who's the Venom fan here? I would know how to sing the Venom song.
That's actually a very huge L for you.
I thought you were going to say good point.
I was thinking about it, but I was like, nah, that's not a good point. So there's good stuff in it. The Venom Hardy thing is like, is a fun dynamic, and he calls him a pussy and all that. There's entertaining stuff in it, and I think like there's some pretty decent action, even though it's a bit PG-13 and.
This movie would have been a lot better if it had been R-rated.
I think the sequel might be.
I hope so. I want to see
shout,
Venom rip someone's face off.
Well, I think you might.
The boys style.
Yeah, I think you might. There's also do you see the Suicide Squad trailer? Because there's a part in that where King Shark like rips a dude in half.
Yeah,
that's kind of Venom-ish.
You see like the rib cage. It's like that's kind of Venom.
I see a Tom in there.
Let's say the villain isn't the greatest in Venom.
No, and the story isn't the greatest, and the editing isn't the greatest, and it doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes, and it's pretty boring and generic for a lot of it, and it's just a bad movie.
Come on, you're shitting on a movie that we both know you adore.
It has one good moment, and it's when Woodrow Harrelson shows up. That's it.
Come on, there's better moments. I mean, there's not better moments, sorry, but there's many good moments.
Okay, there are like 3 good moments.
When Hardy eats a lobster.
The lobster.
And possibly pees in the tank.
Why would you assume that?
I have my suspicions.
Why would you assume that he didn't? No, it has like fun moments, even like unintentionally funny, or even intentionally because it's like so weird and crazy. But then you can't. I don't know. I don't think you can have like a few fun moments and then the rest of the movie is just bland and a bit nonsensical and poorly paced, and just then say it's a good it's. I would watch like those 3 clips on YouTube. I wouldn't watch this movie again until we like do a better.
I would genuinely watch this movie again.
Anyway, so we both agree that that's 0 out of 10. Then.
What? No, don't.
It's a solid 4.2 out of 10.
I'll give it an 8.
You are. Oh, man. Then, an actually good film, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Delightful.
Very good movie.
Nick from New Girl.
Nicholas Miller is in it. Who else is in it? Catherine Hahn.
Is Catherine Hahn the one who's in WandaVision?
Yeah.
Does she play Doc Ock?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I had to contribute. Just questions.
Nicolas Cage. Yeah, and obviously the entire main cast. I've just gone through like 2 supporting characters there. But just an amazing, delightful film. It really reminds me of The Incredibles in the sense that like I think it's a movie anyone can watch and enjoy. Like it's amazing, like fantastic animation. It's creative. It's different. It's exciting, it's hilarious. It's Phil Lord, Chris Miller, the Jump Street Lego Movie guys. They didn't direct it, but they like produced it or wrote it, and has a great creative team behind it in general. I'm sorry to disrespect the actual directors by not naming them.
The whole animation is so awesome.
No, like if you had that animation style with like a bad story, it'd still be like visually spectacular. Like you could still give it that, but because the story is also great and has like emotional moments with his dad and the whole arc there, and just everything. Yeah, it's a brilliant film. What do you think of? Let's see what does happen in that movie. What do you think of Kingpin and his
Kingpin
design?
is looking hella round, which is
I would say he's more square.
I mean, again, we don't like the Kingpin, but I think he's also a good villain because he got there's some motivations that you can understand behind it all.
You get it's a story that kids can get watching it, but it's also like not just super like. I don't know, completely simplified. Like, there's still some interesting
there's
to it
some complex things.
Yeah. And, bro, the music is f***ing awesome. Like, not just the, like, soundtrack, like, the songs, but also just, like, the score is excellent. Like, when he's diving through all those, like, buildings in the crazy dimension at the end, like, the music is, magnifique. I also, the death of Spider-Man and how that kind of... Like, it takes so many turns that you wouldn't expect,
Yeah.
Like, when, what's his name? Chris Pine Spider-Man dies, and then has to be replaced by Nicholas Miller Spider-Man, which is a clear downgrade.
What an awful upgrade.
Do you like the spider friends who show up, the other spider people? Like
I do. I really like the girl and the robot. I also like the I know he's not one of the friends who shows up, but I like the uncle. Cool character as well.
Mahersh?
Is that Mahersh?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, Mahersh.
Yeah, there's interesting, like, with his kind of different...
Does he die in the end, or is he just injured?
He dies, yeah.
He does, okay.
So, the dynamic between Miles' relationship with his dad and his uncle, and then, his uncle turns out to be a, like, supervillain, like... Yeah, and also the Prowler, which is Mahersh's character, his theme song... Fucking awesome. Like, it's like
I don't remember.
If you heard it, you would know it immediately. It's like super. It's in all the memes, they say, but it's also like just a great. It's kind of. It reminds me a bit of the Winter Soldier theme, which is very like kind of creepy and haunting, and it's not like the same kind of vibe exactly. It's more like intense, but it reminds me of it in the sense that it fits that character so well. Yeah, no, excellent film. Then Spider-Man: Far From Home. Gyllenhaal's in it. One sec.
Oh well, he's left. I think I will. I'll go on a riff-raff now. Tom Holland. He's cool. He's cute. Tom.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I had to.
Oh, did you hear all that?
No, I heard. I had my headphones on. Of course, I heard. I was trying to have a conversation. I just hear. Tom.
Oh, damn it. I thought it would be a little golden nugget for when you edit it, but I guess there was just a golden nugget in the moment.
There are no golden nuggets on this podcast. So, sorry about that. Spider-Man: Far From Home, #Gyllenhaal is in it.
I love Gyllenhaal. Gyllenhaal is probably one of my favorite actors of all time.
Have you seen this movie, first of all?
Yes, I have.
Okay, all right, cool. So would you say Gyllenhaal is the highlight of it? Because honestly, the highlight of a lot of the Spider-Man films is the villain, in my opinion.
I would genuinely say yes. He is. I love the Jill.
He is a really delightful. I think he plays this, because there are a few layers you have to play with this character, where you have to play the like stoic hero who's also a bit too, like, you can tell he's sort of fake, like he's not a great actor.
Yeah.
He has to play a bad actor basically, and then he's also the over the top like real guy, the villain who is kind of like just a.
I always find it really cool when actors are like acting in a movie, second layer, and then they switch off that acting in the movie and then do really good actual acting.
Yeah,
so many layers to this.
I
do find that very cool.
Once Upon a Time,
Very good example.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know, it's a very fun performance, and I hope and I think we'll see him again, because there have been hints that we'll see him in the next one. So, maybe he'll show up doing his Gyllenhaal thing. Also, magnificent hair. I have to put it out there.
He really does have magnificent.
It's like Raymond Smith level almost,
God, yeah, and that's really tough to get, but it is so. Right? It's truly beautiful.
I want to lick it.
It's just us thirsting over Gyllenhaal.
Not even Gyllenhaal, just the hair.
Just the hair.
But so, what do you think of the movie overall, like as a whole?
I think I probably enjoyed it more than the first one. Honestly.
You just love, if there isn't one of your favorite actors, if it doesn't have Hardy or Gyllenhaal in it, then you don't even pay attention.
Well, they do a lot for me.
Really?
No, I don't know.
You really didn't like Homecoming.
No, I liked Homecoming. I don't know. I think the ending of this one was just so satisfying. Also, I love the action scenes with the... Is it Eden? Whatever.
Edith.
What's the... Edith, yeah. Like, whatever, yeah. Like, I found that a cool thing. And then Happy gets it's a pretty cool moment when they meet up in... Whatever it is they meet up. He's like, I got the music, you get the suit. And then he's like, oh yeah, that's my boy Tony living through him. It's like, Favreau.
Fair, okay, I can't dispute any of that. I do love a good Favreau moment. I think I definitely enjoyed it less than Homecoming because Favreau's in it more. No, because it's more. It has, I don't know. Homecoming felt like more of its own contained, like they kind of had an idea for a story and then it all kind of fits perfectly. With this one, where it feels like there are a lot more elements that are not developed as well and kind of shoot off in different directions, and it makes it, I guess, less satisfying as a whole. And I feel like some of the themes are a bit confused. Like, he doesn't want to be like Iron Man, but then at the end, like, he kind of has to be like Iron Man, and like that's the lesson.
Does he not want to be like Iron Man?
Or like, I think the theme they were going
for. Doesn't he say he's like he doesn't think he can live up to being Iron Man? Right?
But then at the end Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I thought it was gonna be like he has to sort of become his own person, step out of like, stop thinking like Tony this, Tony that, and like kind of, you know, respect him and everything, but step into your own character. And then the end is like, let's play some AC/DC while you make a suit just like Tony would, and it kind of like, I don't know, it felt like a very confused moment.
I must disagree on this one, because I think it's more about he wants to live up to the expectations that Mr. Stark bestowed upon him. But he doesn't feel like he can do that because he adores the man so much. And then later on, he finds out he is good enough through Favreau.
Who should never deliver life-changing thematic details. Well, I mean, I can, like, it's not like a huge,
No, this ruined the movie for you. Don't lie.
But I still think that moment kind of, like, maybe that wasn't the theme they were going for, but that really felt like what they were setting up, to me at least, where, yeah, he's supposed to become his own, because for Civil War and Homecoming, and even Infinity War, he's been, like, you know, so attached to Tony. And that's another thing with this movie, maybe, and I'm maybe looking forward to the next one, where it's finally going to be detached from Tony a little bit, even though I love him. Like, yeah, I thought it was supposed to be, like, yeah, he becomes his own man instead of comparing himself, and then they do a direct, like, scene by scene, like, comparison to Iron Man. But anyway, I guess we could argue about this forever because we're both stubborn asses, but
Everything you just said there, didn't register a word of it.
Everything that guy just said, it's bullshit. It's from a movie. You haven't seen it, but those who've seen My Cousin Vinny loved that reference. Anyway, I think also it has a really horrifically terrible moment in the scene on the bus where he jumps out of the roof and then he shoots the drone with his web thingies, and that moment is absolutely horrendously terrible. That's some Wonder Woman 84 kind of level moment.
Why is that bad? Was it CGI?
Well, it looks really bad. It's a really dumb scene where he's like, he says something to the glasses where it's like, I don't know, it just feels so scripted hijinks. He's like, I want you to, like, take out my bully or something. And it's like, okay, sending missiles. And, like, it's kind of funny, but it's also like, no one would ever, like, he doesn't say take out, but he says some kind of word, or it's like, do you want me to neutralize this person? And he's like, yeah, sure. It's like, you're talking about the, like, nuclear arsenal you basically have, and you're like, yeah, just send a neutralizer.
Yeah, why not?
And then it's like, and then he's surprised, and then he jumps out of the roof, and then the physics to do with it don't work at all. Not that I'm a physics
here comes the physicist.
It's just a bad
physics
moment.
In Spider-Man Far From Home.
But I've said a lot of bad things, but I do enjoy it. I think it's a fun premise, the school trip to, you know, Europe and all that stuff. It's a fun way to take the high school Peter Parker thing. I think the MJ stuff is really good in this. I think Holland's still great. The whole cast is great. It has a ton of really funny moments as well, just like Homecoming. It's still good.
So,
it's not as good,
question,
though, in my opinion.
Why are they going with the theme of home in all the titles? What's that about?
I don't know. I guess they just want to stick to a motif, or I don't know.
Hashtag very lame. Talk about the physics.
Well,
let's talk about the real shit here.
Because Homecoming, I guess, like, made sense because, you know, it had the high school homecoming thing, and then I guess they just thought it'd
Far
be
From Home. I mean,
he is Far From Home, so like,
home,
why not? You know.
But the new one's also called something.
No Way Home, which is probably gonna be about dimensions and
No
stuff.
Way Home. Like, what? At this point, it's just.
I think it's cute.
Just getting stupid. I think this
adorbs.
is hashtag adorbs.
Oh god. Well, that just happened.
All right.
Cut
one of us out saying that in edit.
I do have the power to just mute one of us the whole podcast, so that's the beauty of these, like, distance recordings. That's great. But
this is also why we can't have our, like, debates, because if you don't like something that I say, just
I will straight up cut it out. That point you made about the themes, nah, get rid of that.
Nah, move on.
And the post-credits scene, Gyllenhaal shows up and he's like, Spider-Man's Peter Parker, and he also killed a bunch of people. And Spider-Man's like, whoa.
Yeah.
So that'll play a big part in the next one, I guess. So what do you think is going to happen in the next one? Since you're an expert on these things.
Well, yeah, I have called many a movie plot before, and I'll do it again. I think that the world's going to be like, oh my god, Spider-Man killed this dude, because they don't know he's evil yet, right? Then, out of from the sideline, phew! My name's Charlie Cox. I'm gonna be your lawyer today. Then, that's it.
It's a courtroom drama the whole time. I would actually straight up watch that.
I would watch that. I've got no clue how they're going to incorporate the other Spider-Man into this.
I think Doctor Strange is going to be in it, and then he's probably going to open up some dimensions or something, and then, as Cumberbatch tends to up with dimensions, and then Andrew Garfield shows up. And, I don't know. Also, maybe they won't even be in it, to be honest. Or also, I mean, have you finished WandaVision?
Why is the hype there then? Like, why do people think they're in there if they might not even be in it?
Because it's like rumors, and to be honest, I've seen some posts that are kind of like Andrew Garfield's stunt double is on set apparently, so that sort of indicates kind of a weird coincidence if Andrew Garfield is not in it. But I also think it could be like a different thing. Like J. Jonah Jameson is in Far From Home, J.K. Simmons, but he's not the same character as he was in the Maguire films. So maybe they will be in it, but it'll just be like an unrelated cameo, like. Like in the female Ghostbusters,
that would really suck. I want the three Spider-Men to team up.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I hope, and I think Marvel knows that it would be disappointing if they have them in there and then they aren't the characters. Yeah. So I think they will, but I'm very, very curious to see it. Just like what in the hell is going on here?
Yeah. When is that coming out again?
December. So yeah, those are the rest of the TASM Spider-Man and others movies. How would you rank them? So we have the first three: TASM 2, Homecoming, Far From Home, and then Venom Into the Spider-Verse. So
wait, are we doing? Wait, sorry. So the ones we talked about today, or the two pods combined?
Let's do all of them here.
Okay. Yeah, now you're gonna shit on me for this.
If you say Venom is your favorite Spider-Man
genuinely, it's probably the one I've enjoyed the most.
Oh my god.
I'll put Venom at the top, because Venom is a beautiful movie.
You're the worst human being.
Then I think I'll have to go with Spider-Man 1, Maguire.
Those are two separate films.
Spider-Man 1, subtitle Maguire. Then I will go with Tom in Europe, my third. Then Spider-Man 2, Maguire. Then Tom at prom. Oh, God. Amazing. And then the Maguires.
Damn.
No, I mean, then the Garfields.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute. The Maguires, you said.
And yeah, the last three I don't really care about. You can put those.
You would put Into the Spider-Verse at the bottom and Venom at the top.
Oh, I totally forgot Into the Spider-Verse. Sorry. You were just waiting to roast me on that one. Okay, no, Into the Spider-Verse will be third on my list.
All right. Well,
but Venom reigns supreme.
I'm so disappointed in you, My list, the correct list, goes Tom at Prom.
This is sounding very close-minded.
Spider-Man Homecoming, Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2, Far From Home, Spider-Man 1, TASM, Spider-Man 3, TASM 2, Venom at the bottom.
No way.
Venom is straight up maybe it's above TASM 2, but barely.
Why are you betraying everything I thought we stood for as a podcast?
So yeah, that's the Spider-Man thing. Wonderful.
God,
we'll never agree on this, and I hate you now. So
this is
a good pod.
Could have divided us.
Now, something that I think can bring us together, another random thing I just wanted to mention, but because it's the pod, we talk about what we want to talk about. And there are time codes, people can skip this. But do you want to quickly talk about the Ben Askren Jake Paul press conference? Since we've talked a bit about the YouTube boxing before, so I think we might as well stay up to date.
This is Spider-Man versus Rhino kind of situation.
You decide who's who. Just what a shit show.
What a bizarre thing.
It's so strange that this is happening, and it's also because I'm really into like MMA and UFC now. So like I know Ben Askren from that, so to see him, and I know Jake Paul from the whole YouTube thing. So to see them interacting, it's the strangest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. Like I haven't watched a lot of Jake Paul, as I know you do all the time, and I haven't seen a lot of Ben Askren, but I know of the two, and I have to say Jake Paul is very much a McGregor wannabe in these conferences.
So awful. Like and I know
it's so stupid.
The thing is, like yeah, like it's not funny. Like he clearly, like he knows that, and he thinks he's a genius because he's taken the strategy of like if people don't like you, they'll watch your fight. Like taken from Floyd Mayweather, Colby Covington, like a bunch of fighters. That's already a thing. But the thing is, he's not like or like Conor McGregor. But unlike that, he's not funny or charming or interesting in any way possible. Like, and the thing, I think he genuinely thinks
he's not very good at boxing. Like, yes, he's knocked out a few people, but if this were to be the real deal,
I think he's like a solid boxer.
I think he is a solid boxer.
But he's not like
he's holding himself in this regard as if he is the best boxer.
And I think he's doing that also partly to like sell, like sell the thing. And like I think in a few years he'll be like, oh, you're all idiots, like you all bought into I was just saying stuff so you buy. But the thing is, he's not like funny in any way to make it like I think he genuinely also thinks he's like smart or charismatic. Like he made fun of Ben Askren for like stuttering in that press conference while he stuttered over every single sentence he said in the entire thing, And like he does a fake laugh when Ben Askren makes a joke, like he's like, so funny, when nothing he said made anyone laugh, and when Ben Askren said stuff, he genuinely made the audience laugh. Like
I was like, you were gonna say when Ben Askren actually was hilarious.
Well, he did have some good moments. Jake Paul was like, I'm gonna teach my kids to box, and Ben Askren was like, someone's gonna let you have kids. Like that was a good moment. But like he's such a like, I don't know. Like I know his whole thing is to be annoying and like it's like we're talking about it, so we're the suckers. But it's just he's not like Logan Paul also is annoying as well. Like sometimes, in the KSI.
I like Logan
but
Paul.
He has charisma. He has like some kind of
he's actually a funny dude.
Yeah, like he can. The thing is, what's the least entertaining thing in a press conference is just someone saying like, "You're not funny," or like, "Ha ha ha." Like you can do that once, but like he did it to every single joke. It's like that's not like say something back. That's not entertaining. That's just you being like. That doesn't make a good show. You're clearly trying to make a good show. You're just being like, just okay. Like that was that. Like. Good for you, It's so I'm interested to see it, and also if Jake Paul loses to Ben Askren, infamously the worst striker in UFC history, who's been retired for 2 years and just had a hip replacement surgery, and who looks like Ben Askren, because Ben Askren isn't even as like the extremely talented fighter he was in MMA, does not look like a fighter. Like he looks like an average dad dude, even though he was a great MMA fighter with like the wrestling and everything. But if he loses to him, it'll be the most humiliating. I don't think he will, unfortunately, but it will be the most humiliating thing in the entire world. And I'm so hoping he does. I don't think he will.
Yeah.
I think he'll.
No, I don't think. I think Ben is way tougher. Like he can take and absorb way more punches, but he's not able to dish him out.
No, and he's not a good. Like the thing is, like I think it's unlikely he'll
he's
get
also
just
way
like,
smaller.
Wait, I don't think he'll get like knocked out like cold like Nate Robinson, but I think he could very easily just get stopped. Like the ref will just wave it off, even if he's not knocked out.
Yeah, like TKO.
Yeah, like I think that's what's gonna, because he's not, if he can put it together, because he was an amazing fighter, and if he can put together some boxing and actually pull this off, even if it's a really boring fight and it sucks and it's not interesting at all, I will be elated, because I don't know. I hate that I'm invested in it, but I am, and it's kind of fun to be invested in,
And should we talk about the final thing where Ben shoves his hand in his face, and then Jake decides to does he punch him?
He like slaps his butt or something.
Does not feel a thing.
No, it's very like it was one of those. Do you remember, and this is getting really into the YouTube boxing thing, so I'm sure everyone's clicked off by now, but this we find it interesting. Do you remember when Gibb and Jake Paul had a press conference, and Gibb like kind of pushed him, and it was really awkward because like he didn't really commit to it at all? If you see it, you'll remember. It's one of the most awkward moments in any like press conference. He like gives him like a poke, and then it's like, because he wanted to push him, but he didn't really know how to. It felt like that here, where he was like, he wanted to like punch him or slap him, but he didn't really. He was like, okay, I can't punch him in the face. It's like, what should I guess I'll like slap his belly.
I'm gonna stroke his belly button.
and it just had no effect, and it was great. So unfortunately, I think Ben is gonna lose. I hope he doesn't. And I'm looking forward to it at least. Like, fair play to them, even though it's a complete insane event. Like, I'm here for it. Why not?
Yeah.
Now it's time for
News.
I really hope this mic doesn't work, so whenever you leaned into the mic, I just have to I use the phone audio, so it doesn't even make a difference. Pretty whatever. Tom Cnews here. There's this article. Tom Cruise was on TikTok, but it was actually a deep fake. So that's a thing. So that's the Tom Cruise. But actually, I want to change today's segment to the Tom Dwews, because I have some Dwayne Johnson news, and I thought I'd just throw it in here because the Tom Cruise is pretty uneventful.
Didn't know where that was going, but
but
I like where we ended up.
We have from Cinema Blend, Dwayne Johnson gives A+ response to Prince William being named the world's sexiest bald man. So what do you think Dwayne said?
Dwayne probably said, Hashtag not true.
Well, he says, in classic Dwayne style, how in the cinnamon toast does this happen when Larry David clearly has a pulse? Hashtag demanding recount. So Dwayne puts in a fun little meme there. Classic Dwayne.
When Larry who?
David, the guy from Curb Your Enthusiasm. So he's doing a bit of a meme where you think he's going to say he's the world's sexiest bald man, but then he's actually saying Larry David is the world's sexiest bald man. And, you know.
Larry David.
Dwayne. So Dwayne hitting a great meme there. So I thought I'd include that in today's.
Oh, okay. Can I say
Dwews.
how did
Prince William win?
Yes. How?
No, I couldn't. I couldn't.
World did he win?
I think you mean to say how in the cinnamon toast.
How in the cinnamon toast can did this man win?
Yeah, yeah. No, and I love also for this article from Cinema Blend, the thumbnail they used is a really like unflattering picture of Prince William, and then Dwayne just screaming like on the other side of the picture. It's very good. But yeah. So anyway, so that's the Tom Dwews and or Tom Cnews this week. And now, recorded 2 days from now, here are the announcements and such. And we're back for the announcements and such segment. What's up, Freddy? How you feeling? I don't know why I've become like a sports commentator in the middle of this.
You're the Stephen A. Smith to my everyone who hates Stephen A. Smith.
Joe Rogan style.
Very good.
So, just a couple of announcements today, as you would expect from this segment. So first of all, in my latest YouTube videos, I don't know if you noticed, but I put a little Easter egg on the TV in the background, just a little spicy thing, you know, just for fun.
I've been noticing.
And so,
Mac.
Well, yeah, in the last one it was Mac, and there were many commenting about that was pretty funny, but then there was one that was very unironically fantasizing about the Mac, where it said something like, I can't stop looking at the Mackie in the background, like heart eyes emoji, which, you know, I've
immediately banned the person off from doing any of my videos.
So I just thought you would enjoy that. Then, I think I'll mention this in a video. Someone said, not in a mean way, like they were like, oh, like, with good intentions clearly, but they're like, you look tense and annoyed in this video. Like, are you all good, BHL? Which, I appreciate the concern, but I think that's...
But you did feel like you looked your best that day, so I was worried.
But I think that's just how I look, so...
BHL, you look just awful. Are you okay?
Have you slept in the past week? No, yeah, he had...
Never received any love, BHL?
He had good intentions, so I just thought it was funny. And then on the latest pod, Kyer and or Sire 05 commented, and I thought you'd enjoy this. BHL shows disregard for Oragairu when Freddy mentions the romance. Also BHL, yeah, I just started season 7 of New Girl, which you also were apprehensive about when Freddy first talked about it ages ago. So he has caught me.
His name was?
Sire 05 and or Kyer 05.
God damn. Yeah, well see, I'm just saying.
He's caught me in a web of my own lies. He's caught me lacking, as they say. But, and then also, which is, you know, fair enough, Kyer and or Sire. And then the rest of the comment also says, also can't wait for that Why Him Ben and Fred watch. Truly a hidden comedy gem up there with the likes of Tag, Couples Retreat, Rampage, Robin Hood 2018, and Grown Ups 2. Now, one of those does not belong there, and it's clearly Grown Ups 2. Get that stinkiness out of here.
God, I've seen that. That might be one of the movies I've seen the most.
That is so concerning. And then, but yeah, thank you, Kyer and or Sire, for that. Please leave a comment also. I'm sure you have, but how to pronounce your name, because I've forgotten. Then, on the fan page, we have the bracket continuing, the Woody's bracket. I love it. It's down to the last one, Logan versus Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm pretty sure Logan is going to take it.
Logan will win, I think.
Yeah, so, I mean, fair enough.
Do you ever vote?
I do, of course I vote.
Because when I voted, Logan was like...
Logan was winning by a landslide, so... So you say hate to spoil it, but yeah, we called that.
But yeah, sports.
Then, I have to say, one of the most quality memes I've seen on this page. Just an excellent meme. Me trying to see Peacemaker in the new Suicide Squad trailer, played by John Cena, and it's you with your amazing glasses on. Just so many layers to this meme. I love it. It's a great meme. It was a wonderful meme. Then, this one, I will be honest. I think this is a reference to something that I don't know. I I didn't like it because I don't understand it, but I'm sure it's great.
Okay.
But it's Freddy explaining the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then it's a video called "Remember the Name" by Fort Minor, like a music video. Is it like a rap video? Because it's like 90% Mac, 5% Stan, 2% Yori. You know, as you explain to Foz. I'm not familiar with this, but I'm gonna assume it's also a good meme. I think Kian has earned our trust that even if we don't get a meme, because it references something, it's probably a good meme. So fair play to you.
It's like, this is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will. You know that song.
I'm not familiar, but okay. So at least one of us got. All right, fine. I'll like it. All right.
I see what he's done there. It's actually a very good meme.
God, the meme game is on point. We're just not.
God damn.
Then something disgusting. I didn't know you could post horrifying, hateful content like this on Instagram.
Okay.
But the FDK gaming subreddit is a thing.
It is a thing. Oh God, I went on it. I was really filled with. I was filled with it was so much joy, but also it's just so bizarre, and I just laughed. I love that people are so like love the channel as ironically as we do. I believe they wrote the subreddit for the greatest gaming channel of all time. Hashtag subscribe to the god himself.
I love the absolute
guys, stop it.
The complimentariness, but also the extreme insult that is, because it's so ironic.
How fatly it's not true.
How your channel is just a joke.
You know, I keep gaining subscribers, and it's so stupid.
I love it. Hey, you put up some quality content. The Pitbull video, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
The I'm an albatross or whatever, albatross.
Now that is a quality video.
That's content, bro.
Agario Bean Boozle challenge with Yannick.
Actually, I clicked on that video earlier today. It's a long story to that, but
interesting. That must be a very long story.
How to delete someone else's YouTube channel? Go to the Bean Boozle challenge. You'll know what to do. But anyway, I guess that's epic and or absolutely horrible. I don't know if I'm gonna link to that in the description, but I feel like I should just for the hell of it.
For the memes. Watch my subreddit overtake.
I would love that actually. And then also, Movie Master 69420 comments, "Rip BHL Hudson" on this post.
Oh yes.
And then you comment, "Checkmate." I say, "So you've chosen war," and Super Mason 200 says, "Oh dang, shit going down." So I think we have to just do
the meme. Like they've just made a meme about it where it's like,
oh yeah,
Friday or whatever, where it's Ice Cube and
yeah. I think eventually we're gonna have to do something because there's been an underlying theme. I mean, it's been not very underlying sometimes, but of a rivalry between us, of a hatred, of a deep, passionate, absolute despising of each other.
To me, so it's kind of hard.
Of like we both like really dislike each other. Isn't that just like the vibe you get? But so I think eventually for some kind of either pod vid or some special episode, maybe episode 100, who knows? I'm still putting together ideas for that. We got to do something to determine who is the better man and or YouTuber. Maybe an arm wrestling contest, maybe a staring contest. So yeah, we'll see. But anyway, I hate that subreddit, but I will check it out, I guess. Anyway.
But you respect it.
The fan pages are linked down below, and we are also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Check us out, and if you're listening there, we're on YouTube, Poorly Planned Podcast, where we post exclusive content like pod videos and Ben and Fred Reacts and Ben and Fred Watches. You don't even know what's coming up.
God, there's so many Ben and Freds.
I mean, yeah, and then eventually, once I go off to university, it'll stop. But hey, hopefully not.
Probably cease.
Hopefully not, and until then, it's all good. But, I'll try to keep it going. Anyway, that's the announcements. Back to the pod. So, thank you very much for listening to this episode that was mostly about Spider-Man films and also about people punching each other in the face for a bit of it. So, yes, thank you for listening. You can find me on YouTube, BHL Hudson, Instagram, Twitter, BHL_Hudson. You can email the pod at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com.
You can find me on Instagram at fdalagar. You can find me on Twitter at FDK_AdultSniper. And you can find me on YouTube at FDK Space Gaming.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Whoa.